Hello and welcome. We're going to get all the legendary schematics. I'll tell you where to get them. We'll look at what you need to build them. And at the end, we'll go through some tricks where you can mess around with game settings to really increase your chances. But first, what are the schematics? These are blueprints for weapons, armor, and potentially other items. Who knows what will happen in the future. But all you need to do to equip them is to put them into your inventory. And you will need a weapons assembly line 2 to build them, because you will see them listed here. Whereas if we go over to the other workbench, the weapons assembly line 1, you won't be able to build the legendary schematics. So do keep that in mind. But one important thing is you do want to get your hands on the meat cleaver. This will be a really important step for this process on collecting legendary schematics, because we want to try increase our drops. What we can do is we can butcher our pals to get a second chance at what they drop. And in order to do that, we first have to equip the meat cleaver and make sure we have it assigned. If you don't have it equipped, you won't be able to see the butcher. So we'll do it and they'll blur it out, which is crazy. This game is insane. And then you'll get a second drop of all the possible items. So no luck with that one, but that gives you an idea of how you can increase it. So ideally, we want to be capturing all the alpha powers that do drop these schematics. Why would you want to bother getting, well, just like any other game, they're incredibly strong and very robust. So for instance, we have the assault rifle. It has an attack of 320 with a durability of 3000, whereas the legendary assault rifle has 560 attack, which is a huge step up that really will make a difference. You'll notice it straight away. Has the same durability, whereas say something like the rocket launcher legendary will have 14,000 damage, which is huge. This basically makes normal easy mode as you'll be able to take out most of the level 50 pals within, I don't know, 8 to 10 shots maybe. Then compare it to the original rocket launcher. It only has a 10,000, but it only has a durability of 300. So a bit of a difference there between the durability. And then the same again with the crossbow. So attack 280, and then we have 490 and a higher durability for the legendary crossbow. Okay, so what are all the legendary schematics that we're going to be looking at? Well, we're going to look at the legendary pistol, the assault rifle, shotgun, rocket launcher. Oh, this isn't a very good picture, but we're going to look at the legendary pistol, rifle, shotgun, and rocket launcher, and all the different armors, which is the head, body, and the different environmental ones. So I have the rocket launcher schematic 4. It does make me wonder if there is 1, 2, and 3 as well. 4 being the very best. Now this is the most powerful and pretty much the best weapon in the game currently that we know of. It has a little bit more range than other weapons because they do allow the rocket to render a bit further, whereas other weapons, the rendering is quite low, poor. They will drop off or disappear. Now being the best weapon in Palworld, there's only one way you're going to get it: the trial by fire, by defeating probably the strongest or most difficult pal to defeat, which is Recon. Now Recon is all the way over in the end game zone. It is level 50. Depending on your difficulty, farming this can be very tricky, but again, I'll have a good tip on how to sort that out at the end. And as far as we know, this is pretty much the only place you'll be able to get them. Still unconfirmed if you can get some of these lucky drops within dungeons themselves, but I don't think so. It's just going to be Recon, and he will give you the legendary rocket launcher. And we'll go on to the next best weapon, which is the assault rifle. And I've been lucky enough to get the schematic for this. So this is the assault rifle schematic 4. Again, does make you wonder if there is a 1, 2, and 3, but this is by far the best assault rifle in the game. And in order to get the assault rifle, we have to again go all the way over to the end game zone, the volcanic region, and Blazamut is inside a cave, and he's level 49. So again, a very challenging pal to capture if you want to go for the harvesting route. If it's just easy to kill him, you can kill him and farm him. Do note, it's a good idea if you're trying to find him for the first time to go at nighttime. What you want to do is you want to spawn here, walk up the mountain, and look for some fire torches, which will be the entrance to a cave, because he's actually inside a cave, whereas Recon is actually just outside flying around. Next, we'll look at where to get the legendary handgun. Now, I imagine it's probably about attack damage of 450. I haven't been able to get it yet. It's been tricky to get that to drop, but let's find out where you'll find it. From the starting location, you'll go all the way over to very close to the volcanic region, and we need to hunt down Beacon. Beacon will drop the handgun, the legendary handgun. He is kind of inside a little cave area, but you can see level 29, so a bit easier to approach Beacon depending where you are up to. Now, the next one we're after is the legendary pump action shotgun. This is what I'm desperately after. Probably going to be my favorite weapon in the game, but to get this, we need to go to another end game zone from starting base, go across all the way over to the desert region, and we have to farm Suzaku at level 45, flying type as well, but you'll just find him flying around. He's not hard to find because he sticks out like a sore thumb in the desert, but again, quite a difficult drop to get. These legendaries are quite rare, so do keep in mind that the drop rate is very low. It's going to take quite a few times. However, using the cheese strat at the end that I'll show you definitely improve those odds and save you a ton of time, especially if you do go the butchering route. But it does mean you will have to load up on quite high level spheres, anything from ultra to legendary, to make it easier to capture some of these, particularly the legendary pals themselves. Suzaku, you could definitely get away with an ultra. Beacon, you could get away with a hypersphere, and then you're definitely looking at an ultra sphere or legendary for Blazamut, but definitely want the legendary. You can do it with ultra, but you just have to throw a lot, but it's very near impossible. So definitely suggest just going the legendary route with Blazamut and obviously Jet Recon. So going to be tricky ones to catch if you do want to go for the double harvest. Now to get the old bow, this one is nice and close. So you can actually farm that from KingPacker, which is very close to where we start, and he will drop the legendary old bow, which is one of the ones I haven't got yet, but it's very close. So one you can just farm as often as you can, and obviously 23, so you can get away with a giga sphere or mega sphere even, but obviously the higher the better. But a good option to go and get this early or try farm it early. Next we'll look at the Crossbow Schematic 4, which is the legendary version. If you do want to get the Crossbow, we need to head over to Bushi, the alpha, and he is very close to his starting position, so another good early alternative to try farm. And yeah, he's just located very close by, and at level 23, Giga or Mega will pull it off. The higher the better, obviously. But you can see these two are very close, and then just above that is Beacon, so all these guys are in quite close vicinity, relatively anyway. Now to get the PAL helmet, so to get the PAL helmet, I've only got just the generic one, but just to give you an idea, that we have to farm from the Froststallion. Froststallion is located all the way into the icy level 50, level 50 again. So this is a legendary, and you will require a legendary spear to capture it. And obviously you're battling in the elements, so it might be a good one to try doing during the day rather than nighttime. So the next two are the heat resistant refined metal schematic 4. I love how the text goes a bit funny because they're trying to jam it in. And the other one is the heat resistant PAL metal armor schematic 4. Now you can also get the versions of these armors, these legendary armors from Palladius and Necromus. These are two legendary pals that you find from starting area all the way over into the desert region at the very top. Level 50, there will be two of them, so they're always together. Very challenging, definitely requires a legendary and lots of them. And this is where you can get all your legendary armor variants, your refined cold and your refined heat resistant. So those are all the locations. I'll just give you a quick look at what it takes to craft the ones that I have. So going to our weapon assembly line 2, rocket launcher is by far the most expensive, I believe, weapon in the whole game. Ton of power metal ingots, polymer, carbon fiber. Does take a long time to build as well. You're probably looking at 20 to 40 minutes depending on what type of power you have assigned. Legendary crossbow, quite easy materials to get your hands on. Nothing to really worry too much there. The assault rifle is kind of similar too. It's definitely a mid-game kind of a legendary you could get. You just need your refined ingots, polymer and carbon fiber. And I imagine the pistol will be roughly the same as the assault rifle. However, the armor also costs a lot of the power metal ingots, which is the much slower ingot to produce. However, leather, cloth and flame organs relatively easy. I will suspect you'll have a lot of ancient civilization parts if you've hung on to them. And again, same for the heated resistant metal armor. Now you'll basically get the same cost for the cold resistant armor, except that you'll require, instead of flame organs, it'll be the ice organs or whatever they're called. Now you don't need any other special ammo or anything like that. It's just the same ammo. And yeah, I don't expect the legendary bow to have too many more different items to what it costs to build the crossbow, but substantially less, I guess. Now, unfortunately, to my knowledge, and I'm pretty sure this is the case, there is no legendary musket. I wish there was. If there is, I can't wait because that'd be awesome. And those are just the main legendary weapons. As far as we know at the moment, there is no legendary for the single shot rifle or the double barrel shotgun, but I'm sure we're going to find them possibly in dungeon drops, but we'll see. Currently, we don't know them. So that kind of covers the legendary weapons, where to find them. Now, if you do, depending on how you feel about this can help you get them quicker. And it's just a temporary thing you do if you just really want to hunt and grind and save yourself some time. You'd want to go to return title. This will also be dependent on your PC specs potentially. I don't know, it could affect performance, but we would go to start new game. You'd click on your game, go into your custom settings and go PAL appearance rate and max that out. And then what will happen is that will always spawn 3 alphas. Now the caveat to that is if you go that route, keep in mind and Palladius and Necromus are going to have 3 each. So that's 6 legendary pals to face at once. So do consider that. You may need to tweak some of the other settings like your health just so you can make it easier if that's the approach you want to get. For me, I'm trying to get through this so I can provide some tutorials. But yeah, that's definitely an option you could take. And it will really help speed things up. So definitely give it a crack if you just want to save some time. And keep in mind, this is obviously only going to work in your own solo games. Not a guaranteed thing, but it will increase your chances. And if you butcher, you get 3 times 2. So that's going to give you a much better chance of getting those drops. But yeah, thank you very much. I hope that was helpful, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.